Hello, welcome to the video. My name is Thomas Kaufman. I am a driver for Schumacher RC, aka Tires, Fantom Electronics, and then I have my own company, KDRC, and my own online store, thethomasrc.com. What I want to do today is walk through what to do when we're getting from winter into springtime, and it's time to switch this car from carpet mode to dirt mode. So in this region in the Northeast, um, Pennsylvania specifically, we run carpet all winter. We don't really have many or any options left for dirt or clay. We just have the track in Gaithersburg, Maryland. And then other than that, we're talking 4 hours away. So we run carpet all winter. But then during outdoor season, we have Pit Stop Hobbies in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is true old school outdoor 10 scale with pin tires and everything, as well as Adrenaline RC, which is a covered track but tends to be pretty low grip. So we run basically the same setup at both of those tracks, save for maybe a tire change or two. So I'm going to start at the front of the vehicle and I'm just going to work my way back talking through what I do, what changes I make when going from carpet to dirt. So first things first, we're getting rid of these fuzz bites. In the winter season, on carpet, on office carpet, I like to run the good old Schumacher Low Pro Cut Stagger front and cactus rear. And then when we run on CRC black carpet, I like to run the fuzz bites, thanks to Schumacher's very own Mikhail Orlowski, who kind of made me try it because I was being stubborn and wrong. So he corrected me there. And then obviously, when we get into dirt racing as a driver for AKA, that is my tire of choice. It was when I was a privateer, and obviously it still is now that I drive for them. So we're going to get these tires out of here, set our wheel nuts aside. You'll see scattered all over my table are the things we're going to use today. So a lot of people have separate 10 scales for running dirt and for running carpet. It's not how I operate. The seasons are separate enough that I do this switch over a couple times a year, from carpet to dirt once, from dirt to carpet once, and maybe one over mini switch up to go run on the glued surface at the track in Gaithersburg. So I don't mind running the same two-wheel year round. I get a few seasons out of my cars before I build a new one. Schumacher is usually on a 2-year cycle for a new car, so that's usually my cycle for how often I get a fresh car. So we're going to take the body off of this and we'll see the carpet setup. As you can see, the battery is very far forward, about as far forward as any car allows you to go. I have a brass electronics tray, a brass under servo weight, and an aluminum bulkhead. When running the fuzz bites, when I'm running cut staggers, sometimes I'll run a brass bulkhead and a front sway bar. And then in the back of the car, there are no weights. There is only 1/2 degree of tow, and there is a rear sway bar as well. So that's kind of the carpet setup. I will overlay a photo here of what the weight distribution looks like on this car as it sits, so then we can get a nice before and after. I'm going to take the battery out. I use these O-rings here with just the stock battery mount, which is not how it's intended to be used, but you know what, works for me. I have my Fantom 4800 battery here, and then my KDRC under LiPo weight. I was using a 27-gram steel one. With all the brass we're taking out of the front, I have my brass 42-gram weight out here, also from KDRC. Comes in a set of 3 aluminum, steel, and brass. I anticipate we'll need this to get back to minimum weight. Okay, starting at the front of the car, I'm going to remove the shocks because I have a separate set of shocks. So I don't go as far to have a separate car for dirt, but I do at least have a separate set of shocks to keep things a little easier during the switchover. I'm going to use this handy dandy powered screwdriver here that I got at LCRC Raceway. They have it on their website as well, and I'm removing my KDRC grade 5 titanium screws in blue. And I'm going to be a little lazy here. As you might know, Schumacher uses ball cups for the top of the shock mounts. I'm just going to pop them off. You shouldn't do that too much. You'll wear them out over time, but this video is going to be long enough as it is, so we're going to take shortcuts here and there. While I'm up here at the front at the shocks, I'm going to get one quick thing out of the way, and that is going to be moving in a hole. I utilize hole 4 here for pretty much all of the carpet season, which is one out from middle. And then to start out on dirt here, we're just going to go down to middle. We're not going to go one in quite yet. We're going to start out at middle. So what the middle hole is going to do for me here is it will not be quite as reactive. When you have your shocks stood up, they are stiff initially, and then they progressively get softer throughout the travel. Where when they are laid down, they start out soft and then progressively get a little stiffer. So that's the difference. That's the reason. We don't want to have an edgy or aggressive car on this low bite dirt track. It's going to be hard enough to get a two-wheel around as it is. On the front here, we have these 0 offset hub carriers here. We are going to go to minus 0.75. So in total, that'll make the front track width 1.5 narrower. And actually, what I'm putting on here are the ones that come with the kit. I go a little wider in carpet season, especially with the fuzz bites, because they are super, super aggressive. I'm going to leave these zeros out for now because I honestly forget what's on the rear at the moment. I guess I can look. I have 1.5s on the rear. So that's going to be way too wide on dirt. If you have left wide hexes on for super low bite before, you will know that it is pain because you will not make any side grip. Okay, so we're going to get the minus 0.75s on here. That's going to give us a narrower track width, and it should create some more weight transfer, create some more mechanical grip. While we're up front here, have a look at the bump steer. I have 3 millimeters of washers in there for bump steer. We're going to leave that for now. We might end up adding another millimeter at the track, but 3 is going to be a good enough starting point. On the front link, I have this up 3 millimeters. Probably your standard setting on carpet is about 4, but I went down to 3 for a tighter, more technical track because the lower you make that inner ball there, the more aggressive your front end's going to be. Well, we're trying to make mechanical grip, so I know I said about it not wanting it to be aggressive or twitchy when I lay it over the shocks, but we need to make it softer there so that we can make back some mechanical grip elsewhere. So we're going to lower this ball here. We're going to go from 3 mil down to 2. Not a huge change. We just need to make some more mechanical grip. We may end up going lower again at the track, but we are guessing on starting point, especially because the first time we hit the track, it'll probably be about 30 degrees. And when we run the mains, it'll probably be in the 50s. So we really are winging it on this starting setup because we are going to have variable conditions for sure. Okay, got that on. So now we're down to 2 millimeters on the front inner link. What else do we need to do up at the front end of the car here? I kind of want to put the plastic bulkhead back on to get rid of some of that front weight, but on the other hand, we're going racing in sub-freezing temperature. Plastic and sub-freezing don't mix well. So even though I don't want the weight, I'm actually going to leave that aluminum bulkhead there because I don't want to break.